standard rule is litter mates should not breed with one another. Now, over the years, I've gotten a lot of emails, questions, comments in previous rabbit videos about breeding issues and what to do in those situations. And so I want to just take the last part of this video to talk about troubleshooting some breeding problems. It is not uncommon. Now, it's super sad, but it's not necessarily uncommon for the first litter of a doe to not go well. Sometimes she'll have the kits not in the nesting box and on the wire of the cage, or out in the rabbit tractor, and they just kind of get left there and don't survive. That is super sad, but it is common, especially for a first litter of a rabbit who's never had a litter before, or if it's been a long time since she's had babies. That first litter, sometimes that can happen. I definitely don't recommend that you give up on that doe. Definitely give her another try and maybe a third try before you remove her from your breeding stock. Similarly, it's a terrible situation when your rabbit has had a litter and you go out and she has either killed them all or eaten them. I know that sounds horrible and I don't even like talking about it, but it does occasionally happen. Nobody really knows why that happens. Some people say it's because she didn't feel safe, she didn't feel comfortable, she's just aggressive, and I don't think those things are necessarily true. I think it's just terrible that happens once in a while. Again, don't give up on her if that happens once, but if that continues to happen, I would not have her part of my breeding herd. I would replace her and find a different breeder. Now, as far as breeding goes, I think the main culprit for unsuccessful breeding, either on the buck's side or the doe's side, is when rabbits are too fat. It's just easy to overfeed rabbits. They can eat a lot. They can eat too much. If you're seeing successful breeding behavior, but it's not resulting in kits in 28 or 31 days, it could be that your rabbits, either the buck or the doe, or both, are too fat. So it's really important to keep your breeders trim. Only feed them a half to 1 cup of pellets every day. Cut back on that if you feel like your rabbits are getting too fat. And treats for breeders are not as good as treats for your grow-outs. Things that are leafy are very good. So hay, lettuces, grasses, those kinds of things. But things that are high in like vegetable and fruit starches, like carrots, fruits, those kinds of things are not good treats for your breeders. So back off on those and reduce the amount of feed that they're getting to make sure that they're not getting overweight. Sometimes a doe, especially a young doe, will act so scared when you put her in with the buck. She might run like super fast around the cage to try to get away. She might make noises that sound like she's scared. And in that situation, I would take her out and I would put her in a cage that's right next to the buck so that she has the opportunity to get to know him, so that she's not so scared of him the next time that you put her in with him. Sometimes the does just will not lift their back end for the buck, and the buck might try really hard to entice her, be very nice, but she just won't lift up. And if you're there observing and that kind of behavior goes on for, quite a while, I would take her out and wait for, 12 hours or 24 hours and try it again. And I would keep on doing that until she's comfortable enough lifting up for him so that he can successfully breed with her. However, if you put a doe in with a buck for breeding and she is aggressive at all, that's it. She should not be part of your breeding program. You should never have to deal with rabbits that are aggressive to either you or other rabbits. Now, what if the issue is your buck that's just not performing? He's just not living up to his end of the bargain. Well, there could be a lot of things going on there. If he doesn't seem interested at all, it could be that he's just too young. He's just not mature enough. Maybe you need to wait a month and see if in a month or so he's gotten it together and realizes that he is a buck and he needs not lifting up, or she's running around in circles and he's trying to chase after her, after a while, if she's not receptive, he's just going to give up. So in that situation, I would also separate the two of them, wait 12 hours or a few hours or until tomorrow, and keep trying again. Well, that, you guys, was a ton of information about breeding rabbits for meat. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that you are enjoying this teaching series. I plan to put out more videos about lots of other topics about raising meat rabbits, so I hope that you stick around for this teaching series. Hey, if you're enjoying our channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below. And also, if you're enjoying this series, make sure that you're sharing these videos on all your social media so that other people can learn about how to raise meat rabbits for their family. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care, and God bless.
Switching to Allstate is easy, and saving is even easier. Click for a low auto rate today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, our last video, we shared some really exciting news with you guys that we bought a farm to be able to expand our homestead here.
One of the first things that we're doing at the new farm is setting up our new rabbitry. We're actually expanding the amount of rabbits that we keep. We've downsized a few years ago, but we feel that this is a good time to kind of bring our numbers back up a little bit and produce more rabbit meat for us and more breeding rabbits to be able to sell to those around us. Right now, there's a lot of interest in raising rabbits. A lot of people are kind of feeling the effects of some of the meat shortages that are starting to happen, and we feel like this is a good time to re-educate everybody about the proper way to raise rabbits and the best way that we feel to raise rabbits for our homestead.
So today, we're taking all of the rabbit tractors, the rest of our rabbits, over to our new farm.
We need to load up the last tractor that has some rabbits in it and one small